guys come thrifting with me at the Salvation Army store? I have a bunch of other videos that are available on my channel right now if you want to check those out, and a lot of them actually do involve other kinds of thrifting. Most of the time I'm thrifting for clothing items or accessories, maybe some shoes. So if you want to check that out, click onto my channel and feel free to watch through them. Also, make sure to like and subscribe for more content like this. You'd really be helping me out. Also, be sure to comment down below what your favorite thrift store is. I'm super excited to try to see what everybody else kind of goes to. Most of the time on my channel, whenever I do a thrifting video, I actually just end up going to Goodwill Outlet. Not really my favorite store, but it is a really good store, and that's the one that I just, for some reason, end up filming and going to the most. So that's why that's all the videos that I've seen so far. But this one is actually at the Salvation Army. So if you're not aware, the Salvation Army is just another one of those kinds of thrift stores that allow you to donate your goods, and if you want, you can actually get a tax write-off, which is something that I discovered recently. Actually, I didn't know that they actually provide receipts and stuff, or if you donate any of their old items to them, which is actually really good, and you can get a tax break, at least a little bit, from doing that. So that's really good. So they offer all sorts of different items. Most of their store is comprised of furniture, which is about half the store, and then the other half of the store is comprised of different kinds of clothing. I will be honest, whenever I go to the Salvation Army, most of their clothes are kind of dingy and not for me. I don't really think that it's more like a new style. They definitely do look like they're all very used, which I don't have a problem with. It's just not really for me. That's why I prefer to go to the Goodwill outlets or a similar store that tends to have a little bit more fresher items. Although I have to say, Goodwill outlets also does have a lot of kind of just dingy and kind of just old items that they're selling to you. That's just the nature of what a thrift store or any of these kinds of stores are, though. So it's all totally good, and they're all really good deals. Plus, these are all charities that are supposed to go around helping people. So I'm always happy to support it. I also love how the Salvation Army, unlike the Goodwill outlets or other kinds of stores, has a bunch of different kinds of sections that aren't just furniture and clothing items. That is the bulk of their store. But up at the front, they do have a dedicated area for like shoes and other kinds of accessories. I actually did buy a purse from them once for like $2 that I still use to this day, and is pretty cute in my opinion. So they definitely do have a lot of really good stuff at the Salvation Army. One of the things that my mom actually really enjoys seeing from them the most is all of their jewelry. She's really into jewelry and stuff in general, so every time we go, she's just kind of hanging out at the front, and she's always looking at all of the different kinds of jewelry that they have offered. You can kind of see it in this picture that they have it in those like glass case things, so it's really good. I didn't want to get the cashier or other customers like on camera too much, so I did not film it too closely, and I just kind of kept moving. This is the part that I was telling you about, the different kinds of accessories and the shoes, and then you can see that they obviously have a lot of different kinds of furniture at the Salvation Army. They do also have like brand new mattresses that are being sold for relatively cheap. Like, I know that most mattresses are in like the at least $600-700, and then it just keeps going up and up and up as you get into different sizes and thicknesses and all of that stuff. At the Salvation Army, I saw that they had mattresses for like under $100, and I think that these are mattresses that didn't get sold from like a mattress firm or other store like that, and they just donated it once again for like that tax write-off to the Salvation Army. But their loss is your gain, or anything like that. If you're looking for a new mattress, I would definitely take into consideration going to the Salvation Army or a similar kind of thrift store. My brother actually used to work out of Atlanta, and he found his mattress, a bed frame, a box spring like that goes underneath your mattress, like basically an entire bed setup for like $400 from a thrift store, and it was all brand new stuff, just like didn't get sold from different kinds of mattress retailers, and they were having like liquidations and stuff, and ended up donating their old merchandise to the thrift store, and he kind of just swept it up, and it was really good. He was living in Atlanta for several years and never had any complaints about his bed or anything like that. I also did check out some of their just miscellaneous items. This is also a huge part of the store. They tend to have a lot of these kinds of just tchotchkes and stuff like that. I was looking into this. I think it was like a drink maker. Like you pour in your beverage of choice into one of these jars, let it steep for a couple of days, and then afterwards you have this delicious beverage in whatever flavors of the items that are in these jars. I'm not really into doing that, but I think that it is a pretty big hobby. They have a bunch of different glasswares and stuff, and actually I found a couple of the cups that my parents used to have like 15 years ago, and they were just like floating around the Salvation Army. So I thought that was really, really fun. I think it was just like somebody must have gotten it from the same store my parents did. I think it was like a Dillard's, or maybe it was a Kohl's, and they must have donated it when they sold it out. So I kind of kept going, and I saw that they had this back corner, which was really cool too. It was like kind of full of books and stuff, which is another thing that's really nice, because at Goodwill's, technically, they have a separate store for the books. It's not in the main store, at least that's what it's like at my area. So being able to see all of these kinds of books and stuff here, and they were pretty cheap too, I think under $2 for all of them, was really, really nice. They had all sorts of books, including like Bibles and stuff, which I've seen is a staple at almost every single thrift store that I've ever been to. That's all for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like and subscribe for more, and I will see you next time. Bye!